Let me tell you about my three spinster aunts. They got old and was living in a nursing home. And every day they'd go out on the porch in these high back rocking chairs and they'd rock and watch people go by and gossip about them. And one day they were sitting out there and my Aunt Elizabeth was sitting in the middle and she had her hearing aid turned down and their rocking kept her rocking and she fell asleep. And they got to talking across her and my Aunt Bertha looked over at my Aunt Martha and said, did you dance much when you was young? She said, yeah, I did. She said, did you dance the minuet? She said, yeah. And it woke up my Aunt Elizabeth and she turned to her and she said, what? She said, do you remember the minuet? She said, honey, I can't even remember the last one I slept with. And one day they were sitting out there and it was a sunny day and they seen this man coming down the street with a raincoat on. They couldn't figure out why in the world he had on a raincoat on a sunny day. And just as he got in front of him, he turned to him and opened his raincoat, and he was naked as a jaybird. Well, my first aunt, she had a stroke. And then my second aunt, she had a stroke. But my third aunt, she couldn't quite reach him. And one day they were sitting out there, and these three old men were sitting down at the other side, and they were just staring out the traffic, not saying a word. And my Aunt Martha says, you know, I just could turn a man's head real quick by sashaying in front of him. And my Aunt Martha, Aunt Elizabeth said, well, why don't you go try it? So she went over there and sashayed in front of them and come back, and they ain't moved. They're just standing there staring out. And my Aunt Elizabeth said, maybe you didn't show them enough. So she went over there and she held up her chest above her knees and sashayed in front of them. They still ain't said a word. And she sat down. She said, well, they're really old. And Aunt Elizabeth said, well, maybe you didn't show them enough. Go try it again. So this time she went over there and she pulled it up to where she could see the bottom of her panties. And as she got back, one of the old men said, what was that? And the other said, I don't know, but it sure needed ironing.
Oh.
I guess that'll do it.